Today I'm celebrating Orson, or should I call him Orson Welles, the actor and director who was really a man of his time. It's very difficult to picture or to even think of a similar character from modern times. He had such eloquence, such depth, such intellectual brilliance, and yet a fantastic sense of humour. You know, as I say that, there are those odd characters today. But when I try to think of his films, things like Citizen Kane, what can you compare that to these days? What kind of film has that level of script or depth? I mean, I know in recent years we've had things like The Lord of the Rings. They were deep, amazing films. They were very popular. We had The Matrix. But when I say The Matrix, it just, you know, it had a great theme to it, and it had depth and profundity, but it was still, you know, very glib. It seems, you know, a bit trite to compare that to the films that I associate with Orson Welles. And what I've loved about getting to see him as a character in recent years is being able to watch the snippets of interviews with him on the television at that time. There's just a way that people spoke to each other at that time that seems to have faded away. I suppose it's not just the actors, but it's also the interviewers lacking the depth to really be able to go there with someone as brilliant and as intelligent as a character like Orson Welles. And one of the films that I really fell in love with him for was F is for Fake. It's an absolutely astounding film, mind-bending. It's exploring the world of illusion, but leaves so many questions hanging with regards to our relationship with the world, with media, just bit my tongue then, and with reality. I highly recommend that to anyone. F is for Fake. That's an absolutely brilliant film, almost unheard of nowadays, and it's definitely a trip. So I want to celebrate Orson Welles, not just for his acting, not just for his direction, not just for his illusions, not just for his wit, but also for the incredible stories that I've heard of him and about him in interviews and extracts where you get to hear, I don't know, it just seems that there's a kind of 3D depth of character that doesn't seem to be matched by what feels like a very 2D kind of media personality that we see today. You know, there are people, you know, I think of someone like Jim Carrey who, you know, although he was, you know, in some ways just a comedy actor, you know, he's clearly someone of incredible depth, and, you know, he's had his spiritual awakenings, and, you know, some people might discredit him for that, but he's had enormous strength and integrity in the way that he's expressed himself in recent years, and he's definitely not shallow. And that's the thing, is I suppose I crave depth and find myself, you know, I find it difficult to wade in shallow waters. So yeah, here's to the genius, the unique style and talent of Orson Welles.